We're now joined by Pete Oneglia, who is a general manager of Insider NJ, one of our media partners. Good to see you, Pete.
You too, Steve. Thanks for having me.
It's great having you. We're doing this at the end of January 2022. Hey, listen, while we put up the website for Insider NJ, give me 30 seconds so everybody knows what it is and why it's got valuable information.
Well, Insider NJ is, I like to think of it as a political intelligence network, an information source for really people all over the state, but certainly, political insiders, people who work at the State House, lobbyists, activists, advocates, union leaders, people in all sorts of positions of influence, from elected officials to staffers, and pretty much runs the gamut. And of course, political junkies who love to get their fix of New Jersey political news.
How dare you call me a political junkie? It's right there.
On some level, we're all political junkies, right?
It's right there on the app, trust me. Your app's right there. Hey, Pete, let's do this. 2022 New Jersey politics. We don't like to do horse race, insider stuff, but this is the question. With a new Senate president, with Nick Scutari as the Senate president, with a new leader of the Republican Senate, with a new leader of the Republicans in the Assembly, again, Speaker Coughlin's there for the Democrats in the lower house. And the governor's the governor. What do you see in New Jersey in terms of things getting done that matter, Pete?
Well, I'm sure things will get done, whether or not they
matter. Will they, Pete? Will they?
Well, it depends on what they decide to focus on. I mean, if Speaker Coughlin at the reorganization pretty much hammered home the point of affordability and kitchen table issues that we've never heard elected officials in New Jersey talk about the idea of kitchen table issues, or issues that, affect everyday New Jerseyans as they're, going about their lives, as we have in the last couple of months since the gubernatorial election, when whether or not it's true or not, the perception and the takeaway a lot of people are saying is that people are angry, people are fed up, certainly people in the suburbs, over the lack of the state addressing, quote unquote, affordability issues, property taxes, other fees, and budgets that continually increase.
I'm sorry for interrupting, Pete. You think Governor Murphy got the message that a significant number of New Jerseyans, disproportionately in the suburbs, are not happy, and many of them are thinking about leaving if they can? Do you think Governor Murphy got that message, or does he interpret it differently? He says, quote, the only reason he won is because of his progressive agenda.
Yeah, and on the one hand, he said that, he's promising more progressive priorities in his second term, which I find certainly dovetail with the number of different affordability issues. A big problem, as you know, really with both parties, certainly with Democrats, is the sort of messaging. During the election, during the gubernatorial campaign, I'm not sure that the governor did the best job of explaining why a lot of his quote unquote progressive priorities do in fact help the state at large. So yeah, on the one hand, we're talking about progressive priorities, whatever they may be, but he's also talking about affordability. He says he's got the message. Now we'll see over the course of the next year or so how he's going to translate that into legislative action, which clearly legislative leadership wants to see that, Senate President Sweeney's loss, or former Senate President Sweeney's loss in November, might be probably the biggest, shocking upset, certainly in the top 5, I think, in New Jersey political history, right? When was the last time we saw something like that? And one of the takeaways from that race is that, it's fairly Republican on paper, but, people were just fed up with frankly, things that are going on in Washington or not going on, and at the state level. And there was a trickle-down effect in a lot of places.
By the way, we have, actually, as we're taping today on the 18th of January, we have the former Senate president joining us for an in-depth policy discussion. By the way, Pete's colleague, Max Pizarro, they started Insider NJ together. Check out not just Pete's work, but also Max, who's one of the best political reporters around. Real quick, we're talking about a lot of names that a lot of people know, but I'm struck by the Insider Power 100 Power list of 2021, also the Power Millennial list. I did not make the millennial list for reasons I cannot I have no idea why. But let me ask you this. The power list And our friends at Public Television, Brianna Venozzi is on it, David Cruz, NJ Spotlight News, a lot of our colleagues in the media. But here's the question on the millennial list. Are there some folks in New Jersey we should be aware of, who we aren't aware of now, who are going to make a big impact in 2022?
Sure. Specifically with regards to the millennial list?
Yeah. Anyone jumping out at you there?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think I don't want to say any names because
don't say any names. But why is it important that we know about millennials who are potentially influential?
First, to clarify, I kind of use millennials as a catch-all, generally meaning 35 and under, the under 40, the people who are starting to break through. And why should we pay attention to them? Guys my age and younger is, because they're the future of the state. They're the ones who are starting to pick up the mantle. A number of them are in high elected office already. Senator Ben Gopal is a perfect example. I mean, he's, mid-30s and he's already a veteran legislator. Maybe Senate president someday, or governor, Congress, who knows? But these are the guys who are guys and women who are going to pretty much be shaping the future. We're starting to shape it now.
Yeah, by the way,
and really starting to get into the various cracks and crevices of government. It's not just elected officials. It's, we're talking about activists. We're talking about young union leaders. We're talking about, staffers and people are getting elected at the local level who are going to be moving up.
That's right.
So very important.
Listen, folks, if you want to check out what is not only going on inside the State House, but why it matters and who matters, Insider NJ is a great place to do that. So you saw the website there. They're one of our media partners. Pete, to you and to Max and everyone at the team at Insider, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, Steve. Always a pleasure to talk with you.
You got it. I'm Steve Adubato. That's Pete. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by RWJ Barnabas Health, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, New Jersey Sharing Network, the Turrell Fund, supporting Reimagine Childcare, Wells Fargo, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, PSE&G, Choose New Jersey, and by NJ Best, New Jersey's 529 College Savings Plan. Promotional support provided by NJ.com and by AM 970 The Answer.
Hi, I'm Joe Roth. In New Jersey, there are nearly 4,000 residents in need of a life-saving organ transplant, and one person dies every 3 days waiting for this gift of life. One organ and tissue donor can save 8 lives and enhance the lives of over 75 people. You have the power to make a difference and give hope. For information or to become an organ and tissue donor, visit www.njsharingnetwork.org and be sure to talk with your family and friends about this life-saving decision.